Alright, so welcome to the Lupi boss, the famous Lupi for all of the Arah Explorer mode path. Now, just for your interest, Lupi can be very tedious, and this is the boss that make a lot of people rage quit, especially for the first timers when they just getting started to do the Arah dungeon. So now that you know all of the introduction stuff, so I will just get on to the Lupi himself. Now there will be three phases. Now the first phase is that you need to deal damage to him so that he can get to 75% of his health, and when he reaches about 75 of his health, that will be phase 2 incoming. Now for the first phase, you need to watch out for his hand, his right hand. So on your his right hand is on your left side. So whenever he starts raising his hand, he will summon some worm, and you need to kill them ASAP. Now do not let him eat the worms, because if he's starting to eat the worms, he will buff himself up significant amounts to his power and his resistance, and it's just gonna take you longer to kill him. And this is the part that where a lot of people making a mistake, because they do not kill the worms. So whenever you see the worms lying on the ground, kill them ASAP. Just no question asked, just do it, just kill them. But if you are good enough with dodging, you can dodge the worm. So whenever he starts raising his hand, like as you can see in the video, that whenever he starts raising his hand, like we all dodge back, because if we do that, then the worm won't be casted on us, and it will save us a lot of time to just like kill him, dealing damage to him, I mean. So there are two ways that you can do this. The first one is that you can melee him, but it requires experience, so I would not recommend that if you are new to this dungeon. The second one, which is what we did, is that we range him up from afar. So, and that is safer if you are new to the dungeon, new to this fight. Now for the second phase, which you can see in the video, that once he's reached about 75% of his health, he will start casting AoE to the entire map, and it has a devastating effect. And because of that, you need to pay very close attention to the ground beneath your feet and try to avoid the red AoE circle. Otherwise, they can one-shot you. And trust me on this, a lot of people fail during this part. Now, aside from dealing AoE damage to the entire map, he also will mark one person, and he will start charging toward that person. And whenever he does that, as soon as he appears next to that person, he will start dealing a massive damage to the person. So whenever he starts teleporting to somebody, you need to watch out for that. Like if he's starting teleporting to you, you need to watch out for that and try to avoid that one. So at about 20% of his health, he will enter his third phase, and whenever he's starting to enter his third phase, he will jump up into the air and do a dramatic spell cast. So whenever he does that, the area, the location around him, as you can see that there will be a red circle AoE underneath him, and just stay away from that, because like he is going to cast a poison AoE cloud effect underneath him, and if you stand on that, it will deal a lot of damage to you and kill you instantly. So just get away from that, and try to maneuver on sideway and start attacking him again. Now during his third phase, he will also cast a AoE poison bubble in front of him. Now whenever he starts doing that, you need to get away from that one ASAP. You can either use stability or immune damage to get away from the bubble. Now the reason for that is because the bubble will keep pulling you back inside the bubble. Now if you keep on standing inside the bubble, it will deal a lot of damage to you and kill you instantly, and it happened to a lot of people during the third phase. So just be aware of that. Whenever he's starting to turn the area in front of him into a bubble, get away from that. Use dodge, use any stability or any immune damage, and get away from that. Now aside from those two important spells that you need to be aware of course, is his last spell is that he's gonna mark one person and shoot a lightning poison damage to that person, and it will deal a lot of damage too. And on top of that, he can also use the blood drain from the necromancer spell, if I remember correctly. So whenever he start doing that, like your health point will keep on draining dramatically and potentially kill you as well if you don't have enough HP. So that's it for the loopy part, and I know it can be tedious, and I know it can take a lot of time and practice to make it perfect, but You just have to practice it again and again and again, and also you need to work with your team, work as a team with your team. What I mean is that you need to have a good, very good teamwork. Otherwise, it can take hours and hours and hours, and nobody wants to do one boss for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. And I have seen some people that rage quit after after so many attempts and didn't get anywhere. So yeah, just be aware of that and work as a team with your team. Use any revive spell that you have, like for warrior, you can use a banner that can revive your teammate right away, or anything that can help your team get back up into the fight without wasting time on other things. So have fun and enjoy.